Hey guys, Tanny Gamer 4K here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Culling. The Culling took the best pieces of all Battle Royale mods out there and made the first full-fledged Battle Royale game of recent memory. First, I wanted to talk about the environment for a bit. You're on a remote island with 15 other contestants whose sole objective is to kill you and yours is to kill them. You'll have a multitude of weapons, power-ups, perks, traps, and even the island itself to do that with. A few things that I absolutely love are the vast array of weapons that you have access to. There are literally a ton of different weapons, ranging all the way from brass knuckles, baseball bats, and meat cleavers, to revolvers, rifles, and compound bows. In addition to the weapons that do damage to your enemy, there are a few that won't hurt or kill them, but they will alert everyone in the area to their presence, remove perks, or otherwise cause them to have a very bad day. There's also so many different ways to kill your enemy in this game. I love the fact that it isn't about who grabs that AR or AK first. It's about who has the best tactics, and who can use what's around them the best way. The other great addition to the Battle Royale scene is the use of traps. Snares, wooden spikes, and a canister filled with poisonous gas that you can release at your will. I can see a ton of fantastic uses for these traps. Say you've noticed a player, but he happens to be better geared than you. Have him start chasing you and get snared in your trap. A very good way to even those odds. With the poisonous gas, you can use it to clear an area before going in to loot it, or use it to cover your escape. I just love the fact that you can use the island as a weapon to defeat your enemies. Personally, I love the size of the map for the type of game this is. It isn't a giant expansive map that you have to walk around in for hours to find anyone. You're constantly in the action and always have to stay on your toes. I would, however, like to see player count increased to 20 or 24 players. I think that 16 is a little bit light for a full-fledged Battle Royale. However, it is always very easy to find something. At the moment, there are 2 game modes and a tutorial. The first game mode is free-for-all, where you and 15 other people face off as a last man standing type. No teams, no friends, just murder everyone. The other game mode is 2-man Battle Royale, where you and a mate can team up to take on 7 other teams for a winner-take-all type playstyle. Now imagine the possibilities with this. Since the developers have a good foundation that they've already built, they can easily add other game modes to this. Imagine a 32-man with everyone already fully geared. At that point, it comes down to who has the best aim or who has the best tactics. Or in a completely different realm, imagine a hunter versus hunted game mode, where one person is selected at the start of the round to be fully geared, and everyone else must kill that one person. Then someone else becomes the hunter, and continues the cycle until there's one person left. Point being, there are a ton of different possibilities here, and I can't wait to see what they come up with. A few things I'd like to see improved are the buildings. They all feel very repetitive. They have the same feel to them. I'd like to see multiple floors, different levels, so you can go up on a roof and kind of have a bird's eye view of the battlefield. Just give me some variety with your interiors. Not everything has to be lockers and refrigerators. And again, I understand that this is a very early alpha, and I'm very hopeful that they do come up with something different and add a little bit of spice to everything else. Another cool thing that I thought would be neat to have is a cave system. You're on this remote island. Imagine having a cave that you can go in. That would, promote a lot of hand-to-hand combat, a lot of really close quarter calls. And not only that, it could be shortcuts around the map, so you can easily flank other players, move around the map where people don't necessarily think to look. It would just be a really cool thing to add in. Now again, I know that this is an early alpha, but I just wanted to mention it. The melee feels very, very clunky. I hope they spend some time improving that whole interaction so it feels a little bit more fluid, since I believe hand-to-hand combat and melee exchanges in general are going to be a very big part in this entire game. Moving right along, I wanted to talk about the crafting system. Now, it is a very basic crafting system. However, I think that's all a game like this needs. You don't need to be able to craft 10,000 different items. You really just need the basics. And in this game, it has the basics covered. You can craft bandages, arrows, knives, spears, and a few other weapons, and it all just works very, very well. It's very easy and very intuitive to how you can do it. Now, you will have to read the recipes and learn those a little bit, but again, in any game that you have to craft something, you have to know the recipes. Well guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I appreciate everyone taking a look. If this game was something that you enjoyed watching, make sure you leave a thumbs up so that I know to make more videos about it. Do you think it's an H1Z1 killer? Let me know down below. And finally, if you enjoy this content or any of the other content that I put out, please make sure that you do subscribe. Again, I know every YouTuber asks for it, but it really does help. Thank you guys and have a good night.